Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're not here to talk about surface-level motivation. We're not here to give you sugar-coated words or temporary inspiration. Today we're going deeper, because if you're stuck in life, constantly tired, overwhelmed, doubting yourself, afraid to take risks, repeating the same mistakes, blaming your past, hating your present, or fearing your future, there's one truth you need to hear. It's not your situation that's broken. It's not your environment. It's not your lack of time, talent, or support. It's your mindset. That's the root. That's the engine. That's the core. The quality of your life isn't determined by how hard life hits you. It's determined by how strong your mindset is when it does. Most people are carrying around a mindset they never built themselves. It was programmed by fear, society, failure, criticism, and broken dreams. They were taught to think small, expect less, avoid failure, stay safe, fit in, and stay comfortable, and then they wonder why they feel empty. Your mindset is the operating system of your life. And most people are running an outdated, slow, broken, virus-filled system. That's why this message matters. Because if you don't take control of your mindset, everything else will control it for you. Your past, your pain, your critics, your phone, your fear. This is not just a motivational message. This is a call to war. Not against the world, but against the weakness inside you. Your mindset is the most powerful weapon you'll ever own. And today you'll learn how to sharpen it, control it, and use it to create a version of yourself the old you wouldn't even recognize. And as a bonus, this is great for your English. You'll improve your vocabulary, listening, and confidence just by absorbing this fully. This might just be the most important message you hear today. Lesson 1, your mind is your most powerful weapon. The world teaches us to chase things. Degrees, jobs, money, beauty, success, validation. But very few people teach us how to build the one thing that creates all of these, your mindset. With a strong mindset, you can walk into any room confidently. You can face failure without breaking. You can stay calm when life becomes chaotic. You can rebuild even when everything falls apart. But with a weak mindset, the smallest challenge crushes you. The smallest doubt controls you. The smallest rejection shatters your confidence. Have you ever taken time to train your mind? Not your body, not your resume, your mind. Because your mindset controls how you react to problems, how you speak to yourself, how you handle pressure, how you bounce back from loss, how much you grow, how you treat others, how you see yourself, and ultimately how you live your life. A person with a strong mindset can win with fewer resources. A person with a weak mindset can lose with every advantage. Mindset is the filter through which you experience the world. If your mindset is full of fear, every opportunity looks like a threat. If it's full of self-doubt, every compliment feels like a lie. If it's full of limitation, you'll see walls where doors exist. Your mindset is not optional, it's survival. Lesson 2. Take time to train your brain. When was the last time you truly worked on your mindset? Not just watching a motivational clip or liking a quote, but intentionally training your thinking? Most people never do. They train their bodies, careers, and appearance, but leave their minds untrained, fragile, reactive, and filled with noise, confusion, and fear. Your mind doesn't fix itself. It becomes what you feed it. It believes what you tell it. It reflects what you practice. If you don't train it, it weakens. It fills with doubt, comparison, jealousy, regret, fear, and confusion. And then you wonder why you feel stuck. You're not stuck in life. You're stuck in a mindset you never trained to grow. Training your brain doesn't require hours. It requires intention, silence, practice. Here's how to start. Take 10 minutes each morning to sit in silence and notice your thoughts. Write down 5 beliefs that hold you back, and replace them. Talk to yourself the way you talk to someone you love. Stop reacting instantly. Train yourself to pause. Consume content that strengthens your beliefs, not your fears. Stop feeding your mind with gossip, comparison, panic, and negativity. Your mind is a garden. If you don't intentionally plant what you want, weeds grow by default. Train your mind daily because the world will try to break it hourly. Lesson 3. Recognize the voice that's ruining your life. Before you can change your mindset, you must understand what controls it. Inside every mind, there are two voices. The voice that pushes you forward. The voice that pulls you backward. Most people spend their entire lives listening to the wrong one. This negative voice didn't appear suddenly. It was built through years of experiences. Embarrassment, comparison, failure, heartbreak, criticism, childhood fears, societal expectations. These moments combined into an internal voice that speaks as if it were you. When you think, I'm not good enough. What if I fail? People will judge me. I don't deserve success. It's too late for me. These are not your thoughts. They were planted into you. You adopted them, repeated them, and allowed them to become your internal programming. This voice is why you hesitate, procrastinate, overthink, play small, avoid risk, repeat patterns, stay in unhealthy situations, and push away opportunities that could change your life. To build a strong mindset, you must separate yourself from that voice. Hearing a thought doesn't make it true. Fear speaking loudly doesn't make it right. The strongest people in the world aren't those without negative thoughts. They're those who recognize when the enemy voice is trying to take control. The first step? Notice it the moment it appears. Become conscious. Observe your thinking. When your mind tells you you can't, don't act. Do not obey. You can rewrite the story. Pause. Question it. Ask yourself, who is speaking right now? Is it fear? Is it old trauma? Is it childhood conditioning? Is it insecurity? Is it past failure? Challenge the voice. Most people accept their thoughts as commands, but you must learn to treat them as suggestions. You are the one who chooses which voice to obey. Replace it with a stronger thought. If the voice says, you're not enough, respond, I am learning, growing, and becoming stronger every day. If it says, you'll fail, respond, failure is how I learn. If it says, people will judge you, respond, people judge themselves more than they judge me. Speak to yourself with power. Your voice must become louder than your fear every single day, because the voice that ruins your life lives inside your mind. And the first step to taking control of your mindset is learning to identify the enemy hiding in your own thoughts. Until you recognize that voice, it will continue to run your life. Recognize it. Expose it. Challenge it. Replace it. Rewrite it. This is how you begin to build a mindset stronger than your past. Reprogram your thoughts like a warrior. Once you recognize the destructive voice inside you, the next step is not to fight it endlessly. The next step is to reprogram your mind entirely. Think of your mind as a computer. If the software is corrupted, yelling at the screen won't fix it. You must change the code. Most people try to improve their lives without improving their inner programming. That's why they experience short-term progress and long-term setbacks. Their actions change, but their beliefs do not. Their goals change, but their mindset does not. And when your mind is still running on old code, it will always drag you back to your old life. To reprogram your thoughts like a warrior, remember this truth. Your mind believes what you repeatedly tell it. Your mind becomes what you repeatedly practice. Your mind follows the patterns you create every day. Repeat fear, and your mind becomes fear. Repeat self-doubt, and your mind becomes doubt. Repeat discipline, and your mind becomes discipline. Repeat strength, and your mind becomes strength. Reprogramming your thoughts means giving your mind new instructions. Consciously, consistently, intentionally. Here's how a warrior rewires their mental system. They stop feeding their mind with weakness. A warrior doesn't spend hours consuming negativity, gossip, drama, or self-pity. Why? Because whatever you feed your mind becomes your mental identity. Feed it junk and it produces junk. Feed it power and it produces power. They create inner language that builds strength. Self-talk is not just a sentence, it is self-direction. Your mind listens to your words. Your body responds to your words. Your future shapes itself around your words. A warrior doesn't say, I hope I can, I'm trying, or maybe someday. A warrior says, I will, I must, I can. Nothing stops me. I finish what I start. This is not empty motivation. This is identity programming. They visualize without fear. Most people visualize the worst outcomes. They rehearse failure before anything even happens. A warrior does the opposite. They mentally practice success before they achieve it. They imagine overcoming obstacles before the obstacles appear. This trains the mind to expect victory, not disaster. They confront limiting beliefs directly. Warriors don't run from uncomfortable thoughts. They face them like enemies on the battlefield. When their mind whispers, "You're not capable," they ask, "Based on what evidence?" When their mind says, "You'll fail," they answer, "Failure is part of the path, not the end of it." Warriors dismantle limiting beliefs by exposing them to truth. They repeat mental rituals every single day. Reprogramming is a daily discipline, not a one-time event. Meditation, journaling, silence, mental rehearsal, correcting self-talk, reflection, belief-building exercises. These are the tools warriors use to stay mentally sharp. Your mind does not stay upgraded automatically. You must update it continuously. They build identity around strength. You cannot create a powerful life with a weak identity. The strongest minds don't think, "I'll try." They think, "I am." Identity shapes behavior faster than motivation. When your identity becomes, "I am disciplined, I am resilient, I am capable, I am focused, I am unstoppable," your actions begin to follow effortlessly. Warriors reprogram their minds with intention, repetition, and inner discipline. They don't let life shape their mindset. They shape their mindset to shape their life. Control your emotions before they control you. There's something most people never learn. Your emotions are not truth. They are reactions. And if your mindset is weak, your emotions will control everything you do. They'll make you choose the wrong things, push away the right people, quit at the first sign of discomfort, live in regret, fear, and sadness for months or years. Emotions aren't meant to lead. They are meant to signal something and then be managed. But most people let emotions become their commander. One bad day becomes a bad month. One rejection destroys their confidence. One moment of anxiety makes them avoid every future opportunity. A strong mindset doesn't mean you feel nothing. It means you know how to feel everything without becoming it. When you're angry, do you react or respond with wisdom? When you're sad, do you collapse or grow? When you feel fear, do you shrink or move through it anyway? That's the difference. Not the absence of emotion, but the presence of emotional leadership. A strong mindset is like a general. The general receives reports, threats, challenges, chaos, but does not panic. He listens, observes, plans, then moves. Be the general of your emotions. Because if you don't lead your emotions, they will lead your life. And when emotions lead, they lead straight into suffering. This is why so many people sabotage their progress. They start something, but the moment they feel doubt, they quit. They enter a relationship, but the moment they feel fear, they push love away. They commit to a goal, but the moment they feel tired, they stop. Their emotions are in charge. Their mindset is asleep. Your emotions are not the enemy. They are messengers. But messengers do not make decisions. You do. In real life, this means, when you feel overwhelmed, pause before reacting. When you feel hurt, wait before speaking. When you feel fear, don't treat it as truth. When you feel jealousy, don't feed it, trace it. What are you missing? What can you improve? Your emotions are real, but they are not always right. If you can't control your internal world, you will never control your external world. You'll keep sabotaging yourself, blaming others, overreacting, and breaking things that didn't need to be broken. A strong mindset is not cold. It is clear. It feels everything but chooses what to follow. Train your mind to lead your emotions, not follow them. Because if you can't master your feelings, you will never master your future. Kill the victim mentality inside you. There is a mindset that destroys lives silently. It doesn't scream, it whispers. And it sounds like this. Why does this always happen to me? I can't change because of my past. It's not my fault. Other people have it easier. Someone should help me. I'm just unlucky. This is the victim mindset. And until you eliminate it, you will remain stuck. A victim mindset does three things. It blames circumstances instead of taking responsibility. It waits for rescue instead of building self-leadership. Protects comfort instead of pursuing growth. People often hold onto a victim mentality because it protects their ego from facing hard truths. But when you live that way, you slowly hand over all your power to the world. You let your past decide your future. You let other people's mistakes define who you are. You let pain shape your personality. This is how people stay stuck for years, not because they lack capability, but because they avoid taking full ownership. You didn't choose what happened to you. You didn't choose your family, your trauma, your environment, or the pain that shaped you. But you must choose your mindset. You must choose to stop waiting for someone to save you. You must choose to stop rehearsing the same painful story. You must choose to stop blaming people who are no longer in your life. You must choose to stop saying, "I can't," before you even try. A powerful mindset doesn't deny the past. It simply refuses to be controlled by it. It says, "Yes, I was hurt, but I'm healing. Yes, I struggled, but I'm learning. Yes, I've been through pain, but I'm not building a home there." Take Nelson Mandela. He spent 27 years in prison. He had every reason to hate, to blame, and to see himself as a victim. Yet when he walked out, he led a nation. He chose forgiveness. He chose peace. His mindset wasn't shaped by the prison around him, but by the decision within him. That's what a strong mind does. It separates pain from identity. It refuses to let suffering become a definition. Ask yourself, what stories am I still telling that keep me stuck? Who am I still blaming that I must release? What power have I handed away that I need to reclaim? What excuses am I protecting that are keeping me small? The world does not owe you healing. No one is coming to rescue you. But your future is waiting for you to take responsibility. You can be a victim of your past or a warrior for your future. You cannot be both. This mindset shift separates those who repeat their life from those who reinvent it. Your daily language plays a massive role in that transformation. Your words aren't harmless expressions. They're commands to your mind. They shape your identity and create the blueprint for what you believe is possible. When you constantly say things like, "I'm tired," "I'm overwhelmed," "I always fail," or "that's just who I am," your mind listens. It absorbs every phrase and begins to live out those scripts. Your energy drops, your stress rises, your focus weakens, and your ambition fades. Your brain forms pathways based on what you say most often, not what you want but what you declare. Negative language produces a negative mindset. You cannot build discipline, focus, and strength while speaking the language of fear, chaos, and limitation. Many people speak from emotion, not intention. They describe their current state instead of shaping their future self. Saying, "I'm not confident," tells the mind to stay small. Saying, "I'm bad with money," reinforces financial struggle. Saying, "I'm not a morning person," locks you into laziness. Saying, "I could never do that," confirms your limits before you even try. This is how people imprison themselves with their own words. A strong mindset begins with strong language. Warriors speak like warriors. Leaders speak like leaders. Builders speak like builders. They don't lie to themselves, they lead themselves. They say, "I'm learning. I'm building discipline. I'm uncomfortable, but I'm growing. I can't control everything, but I control how I respond. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be." These aren't fake affirmations, they're mental training. They teach the mind to see possibility instead of pain. And your words influence more than yourself. How you speak about you teaches others how to treat you. If you speak like a victim, people will handle you as if you're fragile. If you speak like a leader, people will expect strength from you. So reflect. What words am I repeating every day without noticing? What language is shaping my life? Is it the voice of my past, or the voice of the person I want to become? Language is the doorway to mindset. When your voice finally matches your vision, your behavior will align with your goals. Until then, you'll keep sabotaging your progress. A strong mind is also built through morning discipline. Most people lose the day before it even starts. The first few minutes after you wake up set the rhythm for your entire mind. If you don't train your thoughts with intention, they train themselves by default. Scattered, reactive, emotional, and unfocused. A resilient mindset is forged in the morning, in silence, in discipline, and in repetition. Think about how a soldier begins the day. They follow structure, precision, and purpose. It's not about making a bed or organizing gear. It's about signaling to the mind, I am in control. Compare that to the average morning. Wake up late. Grab the phone. Scroll through chaos, notifications, news, comparison. The brain enters reaction mode instantly. There's no self-awareness, no grounding, no clarity. The day begins rushed, unfocused, and emotionally fragile. Then people wonder why they feel anxious or overwhelmed. The answer is simple. They never claimed their mind before the world started pulling at it. If your morning is uncontrolled, your mindset will be too. To train your mind like a soldier, you start with intention, not escape. Don't reach for your phone. Sit with yourself. Ask, what am I feeling? What do I want today? What must I protect my mind from? Feed your mind before the world distracts it. Read, visualize, meditate, journal, anything that creates order inside you. Clear your priorities. Declutter your thoughts. Move your body even briefly. Physical motion activates mental strength. A strong morning builds a strong mind, and a strong mind builds a strong life. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is to take control of your first mental hour. When you begin your day with power, intention, and clarity, it becomes very difficult for the world to knock you off your center. Morning mindset training isn't about motivation. It's about direction. It tells your mind, this is who I am. This is how I think. This is how I move. Do it consistently, and over time your decisions sharpen, your emotions stabilize, your habits strengthen, your vision becomes clear, and your confidence grows louder. Slowly, the world stops feeling chaotic because you've trained your mind to be the commander, not the follower. Train your mind every morning, not for the day you have now, but for the life you're building next. Your life is rarely ruined by one big failure. It's damaged by thousands of small distractions you allow in daily. You don't lose your dreams in one moment. You lose them one scroll, one unnecessary notification, one tiny detour at a time. Distractions seem harmless, but they're not. They're mental parasites, quiet, subtle, and invisible, slowly eating your clarity, focus, momentum, and time. Every time you check your phone without purpose, every time you switch tasks before finishing, every time you chase short-term pleasure instead of long-term growth, you feed distraction and starve discipline. Discipline and distraction cannot coexist. One destroys the other. If you feed distraction, discipline dies. If you feed discipline, distraction starves. People don't lack motivation, they lack control over their attention. Your attention is your greatest asset because whatever you focus on grows. Focus on fear and fear expands. Focus on negativity and negativity multiplies. Focus on progress and progress shows up. Focus on gratitude and your entire mindset shifts. But if your attention is constantly pulled in 1,000 directions, you cannot build a mindset capable of great things. You cannot scroll through chaos and expect mental clarity. You cannot consume mental junk and expect sharpness. You cannot multitask endlessly and expect peace. You cannot chase every opinion and still hear your own voice. Distraction is the enemy of mental strength. And the dangerous part is it feels innocent. It whispers, just 2 minutes, just one check, just one episode. But minutes become hours, hours become weeks, and weeks become years. And suddenly, you're in the same place with the same potential and the same excuses. The good news? Focus is a muscle. Use it and it grows. Powerful people protect their minds with boundaries. They filter what they watch, who they listen to, what they consume, and when they check in. They create intentional blocks for deep focus, no phone, no notifications, no noise. Not forever, just long enough to build strength. This is mental weightlifting. They say no more than they say yes, because every unnecessary yes steals time from what matters. Discipline isn't just about what you do, it's about what you refuse. They also understand that boredom is the birthplace of mastery. If you run from boredom, you'll never build discipline. Growth happens in repetition, in silence, in stillness. That's where focus is formed. If you want a powerful mind, starve distractions. Every time you choose focus over noise, you train your mind to become sharper, stronger, and more reliable. A powerful mind isn't built on intelligence alone. It's built on control. Control your attention and you control your outcomes. Control your distractions and you control your destiny. Every moment of your life, you're making a silent choice. Act from belief or from fear. Not once or twice, hundreds of times a day. This decision shapes how you speak, how you walk, how you pursue your dreams, how you handle pressure, failure, opportunity, and relationships. Most people live from fear without realizing it. They call it being realistic or logical. But fear hides behind logic. You want to try something new? Fear whispers, what if you fail? You want to speak up? Fear whispers, what will they think? You want to dream bigger? Fear whispers, be reasonable. Fear always sounds protective, but its real job is to keep you small. Fear is rooted in the past. It remembers the moments that hurt and projects them into the future. When fear leads, you're not choosing based on reality, you're choosing based on memory. Belief is different. Belief doesn't promise certainty. Belief is choosing possibility even when your past gives you every reason to expect the worst. Belief says, I don't know how yet, but I'll find a way. I've never done this before, but I can grow into it. I failed before, but I'm still here and I'm not done. This isn't about ignoring fear, it's about refusing to let it lead. The greatest minds felt fear too. They simply didn't obey it. They used it as fuel. If you wait for fear to disappear before you move, you'll be stuck forever. Fear doesn't leave, you just stop giving it authority. Belief creates growth. Effort creates change. Action creates confidence. The past only becomes your future if you repeat it. Fear is automatic. Belief is a choice. When you feel stuck, ask yourself honestly, am I choosing from fear or from belief? That answer determines everything. No one escapes pain. Not the wealthy, the wise, the powerful, the spiritual, the healthy, the kind, or even the lucky. Pain is part of life. The question is whether it weakens you or builds you. Most people run from pain. They avoid hard conversations. They numb it with distraction. They bury it with food, entertainment, complaining, or denial. But nothing keeps you weaker than running from what hurts. Strong minds don't avoid pain, they study it, train with it, and transform it. Pain isn't punishment. Pain is preparation. Think of the gym. When you lift weights, the resistance tears the muscle so it can rebuild stronger. Pain does the same for your mind. What happens when you train? You tear muscle fibers, you feel sore, you break down tissue. But if you keep going, that pain creates growth. It makes you stronger and builds something new. Mental pain is the same. When you go through heartbreak, when you lose money, when you feel rejected, when life breaks your plans, when no one understands you, when everything you tried fails, you have two options. 1. Let the pain define you. Let it turn you bitter, scared, hesitant, and weak. 2. Let the pain train you. Let it teach you. Let it build your capacity. Let it break your ego and rebuild your strength. There is no progress without discomfort. You cannot grow muscle without pressure, and you cannot grow mindset without struggle. That's why you must start viewing pain as your personal trainer. And what does a trainer do? A trainer pushes you beyond your comfort zone. A trainer shows you what you're capable of. A trainer doesn't let you quit when it hurts. A trainer holds you accountable. A trainer doesn't hate you, your trainer builds you. Most importantly, a trainer prepares you for something greater. That is exactly what pain is trying to do for you. But here's the key. You must meet pain with presence, not panic. Ask pain what it's here to teach you instead of begging it to disappear. If you keep avoiding pain, you also avoid the wisdom that comes with it. Take another powerful example. When Thomas Edison failed over and over while trying to create the light bulb, someone asked him how it felt to fail so many times. He answered, I didn't fail 1,000 times. I found 1,000 ways that didn't work. That's not just optimism, that's mental training. That is what it looks like to use failure as feedback. That is what it looks like to treat pain as a teacher. The most powerful people don't avoid pain. They sit with it. They study it. They work through it. They grow because of it. They don't see it as the enemy. They see it as the process. So the next time pain shows up, emotional, mental, or physical, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this training me for? Pain builds mental endurance. Pain reveals hidden strength. Pain humbles arrogance. Pain sharpens purpose. Pain gives your success weight and meaning. Without pain, you are soft. Without pain, your mindset has no depth. Without pain, your story has no substance. Pain is not what stops you. Pain is what forges you if you let it. Stop running from it. Start learning from it. Train with it. Grow from it. Used correctly, pain becomes fuel for your fire and the foundation of your power. Now let's shift to the next lesson. Stop thinking like a loser and start acting like a winner. Here's an uncomfortable truth. Thinking is not always your friend. Yes, reflection is valuable. Yes, planning matters. Yes, awareness is powerful. But too much thinking, especially the wrong kind, traps you in cycles of overanalyzing, doubting, delaying, and shrinking. That's loser thinking. It has nothing to do with status or money. It's about how you approach problems, opportunities, and effort. A loser mindset doesn't mean you've lost. It means you're thinking in a way that guarantees you will. Sounds like this. It probably won't work, so why bother? What if people don't like it? What if I'm not good enough? I'll wait until it's perfect. I don't feel ready yet. They're better than me anyway. This is too hard. Maybe it's not for me. Do you see what's happening? There's no action, no movement, no leadership. Just thoughts looping endlessly but going nowhere. A weak mindset overthinks. A powerful mindset overacts. A winner's mindset doesn't think its way into confidence. It takes action first, and confidence grows from the movement. Winners still feel fear. They still doubt themselves. They still feel unprepared. But they don't wait to feel better, they move. Action builds clarity. Action builds identity. Action builds momentum. And action kills fear. Imagine two people standing at the edge of cold water. One stands there thinking, what if it's too cold? What if I can't handle it? What if people laugh? What if I regret it? The other simply jumps in. The moment the second person moves, they've already won the battle the first person is still debating. That's the difference. One is stuck in the mind, the other is already in motion. If you want to stop thinking like a loser, you must act like a winner before you feel ready. You will never feel fully ready. You will never have perfect clarity. And if you wait for them, you'll fall behind the people who moved with courage instead. This isn't about rushing. It's about not being paralyzed by your own thoughts. You don't build a strong mindset by thinking about change. You build it by acting, especially when it's uncomfortable. Stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what happens if I don't try? A loser mindset needs motivation to act. A winner's mindset acts and finds motivation through the action itself. Stop rehearsing your fears. Start rehearsing your effort. Stop thinking like a loser. Start acting like a winner. Even if you don't believe in yourself yet, act like someone who does. Eventually your mind will catch up. If you're still reading this, let me say something real. The world is loud. Tries to shrink you, distract you, and soften you. Feeds you fear and then sells you comfort. But here's the truth. You are not here to merely survive. You are here to evolve. You are here to become someone your old self wouldn't even recognize. You are here to master your mind because your mind controls your life. Your mindset is your greatest weapon. Not because it makes life easy, but because it gives you the strength to keep going when life isn't. The most powerful people aren't perfect. They aren't fearless. They aren't lucky. They are the people who chose to take control of their inner world while everyone else was still blaming the outer world. And now it's your turn. Wherever you are healing, building, fighting, learning, restarting, or rising again. Know this, your mind is your home, your kingdom, your greatest weapon. Use it. Protect it. Train it. Sharpen it. Never let the world convince you to set it down. Once your mindset is unbreakable, so are you. Go build the life your past self never thought was possible. You already have the weapon. Use it well.